Okay, let's continue. Let's work these words. So you see, you know, the Most High said we have to honor His Sabbath. Those are His holy days. That's why He said a priest will not be no priest in Him, seeing that they have forgotten the law of the Most High. That's how they're not going to be no priest to Him. Now, we have to look at this with an open mind and spirit if you want to see what it is that will benefit you in operating in this truth. And that's what it should be for all of us. We want to know how to make this work for us. And the only way it's going to work for you, if you are not negative in what it is that you desire to happen in your life. You can't doubt. There's no need in praying and then you come back and doubt what you have prayed for. You see, that makes no sense. So we look at Ecclesiastes 5 and 6. No, Ecclesiastes 5 and 6. Suffer not thy mouth to cause thy flesh to sin. See, like I said, there's a thought, then there's words, then there's action. So whatever you think, whatever you speak, then you act upon what you speak on, it can cause your flesh to sin, your body to sin. Neither say thou before the angel that it was an error. Wherefore should the Most High be angry at thy voice and destroy the work of thine hands? Should the Most High be angry at your voice, your words, and destroy the work of thine hands? Jump up to verse 9. Moreover, the profit of the earth is for all. The king himself is served by the field. He that loveth silver shall not be satisfied with silver, nor he that loveth abundance with increase. This is all vanity. That's why the rich are always thinking about getting something. What they do, they think, they speak it, they act upon it. So that's all vanity. When goods increase, they are increased that eat them. You hear that? When goods are increased, they are increased the ones that eat them. And what good is there to the owners thereof, saying the beholding of them with their eyes, seeing what they see. The sleep of a laboring man is sweet, whether he eat little or much. But the abundance of the rich will not suffer him to sleep. See, they can't even sleep. They got it going on. All they think about is what? More money, more money, more money, more money. And security, because right now they're in violation of someone dealing with them. You know, that's why they gotta have bodyguards. They have all that around them. They're scared. They don't have, you know, the protection of the angels of the Most High around them, because they're not dealing with the Most High. They're dealing with chasing their money. That's why they can't sleep. You can't sleep because you got that evil that's always lurking around you. Don't give you that peace. You can't find that peace because you're always seeking that money, money, money. When you get into the money, now you obligated to be able to deal with those whose faces are on that money. They're gonna try and put Harriet Tubman on the money. It don't make no difference if they do or not. You still gonna deal with Esau. You know what I mean? What difference do it make? It's nothing but a bunch of paper. Where the gold and silver to back it up. Nothing but a promissory note. You promise to give them as much money in gold and silver as you have in your pocket. When they pull that out of their hat, what you gonna do then? That's why they keep telling you, get gold and silver. Get gold and silver. If you don't know, now you know. Because that's just a promissory note. Look at it. You promise to give whatever it is that you have in your pocket to them. Oh, yeah. What did they flip the script on you? That's why it says they can't get no sleep. They meditate their evil at night and they bring it forth in the day. See, there is a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches, kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. See? You seeking out the monies to be rich and be like they are. You better think again. You best think again. But those riches perish by evil travail. I mean, the travail is like, might take a long time, but it might be far apart, but eventually they get closer and closer. Look how many people that have died. By the time they die, they don't have nothing. Live lavishly in their life, but when they die, they ain't got nothing. That's what he's saying. You can't take it with them. They can't take it with them. And you can't take it with you either. There's a sore evil which I have seen under the sun, namely riches kept for the owners thereof to their hurt. But those riches perish by evil travail, and he beggeth for son, and there is nothing in his hand. He got nothing. As he come forth as his mother's womb naked, shall he return to go as he came, and shall take nothing of his labor, which he may carry away in his hand. See, ain't nothing you're going to carry with you once you die. You came to this world naked, and you leave out of here naked. And they bring you to the morgue or wherever they're going to take you. You sit up there butt naked with nothing. Where your money then? And this also is a sore evil, that in all points as he came, so shall he go. And what profit hath he that have labored for the wind? All his days also he eateth in darkness, and he hath much sorrow and wrath with his sickness. See? All his days, he what? He eateth in darkness, ignorance. See, it's all about knowing the word of the Most High. That's the light. You know, the laws of the Most High. The Mashiach Yahushua showing us how to be illuminated through the laws of the Most High, having faith in him, going to the Most High on our behalf, and studying to show ourselves approved to the Most High. You see, all of it works together. You're not going to get around it. This ain't something that's going to come down from the sky and all of a sudden, boom, 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 you got it. No, you got to work on it. You got to work for this. This is serious. It's real serious. That's why it's letting you know in the spirit how the rich is hard for them. So it's easier for a camel to go through an eye of a needle, and that's a little archway in Israel. That the camel gonna look at that archway and say, "I'm not getting down there. My hump gonna get caught in there. I ain't that dumb." Some might try, but it's hard for them to make it to the kingdom because their whole mind is on what? Riches. Look at Matthew 12 and 35. Matthew 12:35. Matthew 12 and 35. A good man out of the good treasure of the heart or the mind bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasure bringeth forth evil things. See? Verse 36. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. Every word that you speak, you might think it might not be important, but you're going to give account of it. We all going to give account of it in the day of judgment. For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. So what you say, Either you can be justified by what you say, or by your words you could be condemned. Understand this and overstand this. You say, when is that going to happen? In the day of judgment. So, mark this in your membrane. In 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat. The 2 Corinthians 5 and 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. Everyone may receive the things done in his body. While we in these mortal bodies, we're going to receive what we have done in these bodies according to that he have done, whether it be good or whether it be bad. You see? That's why he says, Mashiach Yahushua telling us, they're going to meet the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. He said, hey, but I say unto you, in Matthew 12 and 36, every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So your words are very important. Because remember, many people have died by the words than of the sword. It says, for by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned. That's why it says, hey. I say, look, Matthew 7:21. Say, not everyone. Matthew 7 and 21. Say, not everyone that saith unto me, this in the judgment. They're going to be saying this. Mashiach, Mashiach. Yahushua, Jesus, Christ. Yeshua, whatever name they use, shall enter into the kingdom of heaven. But he that doeth the will of my Father which is in heaven. The will of the Most High is to keep his commandments and have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua. Many will say to me in that day, Mashiach, have we not prophesied in that name? Remember, you're going to be judged by your words. What their words were. They were prophesying in his name. Ba'ashama Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of Jesus. And Ba'ashama Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of Jesus, have cast out devils. And Ba'ashama Mashiach Yahushua, in the name of Yeshua, or whatever name they use, done many wonderful works. This is in the judgment. Remember, every idle word you're going to give account of in the day of judgment. This is what they're going to say in the day of judgment. Right here. And then when I profess unto them, I never knew you. Depart from me, ye that work iniquity. See? Then you know that people going to be doing these miracles, whatever they're doing, and people going to be fooled by them. They're going to think, that's like some of you fooled by some people that you think is all holy now. You're going to find out in the end, if you in line, we all in line, so, oh, wow, I didn't know that. And bam, they throw into the lake of fire. And you don't follow them. That's why I say the flock going to go right along with them. Better know. You better know who you're dealing with. This is real, people. Look. Matthew 24 and 21. You think about all the things happening right now, and it's just getting started. Listen, Matthew 24:21 say, for then shall be great tribulation. This is what the time we in now. Such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days shall be shortened that we in now, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See, for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. See? Then if any man shall say unto you, lo, here is Mashiach. Mashiach over here with us. Or there, Mashiach Yahushua over here with us. Believe it not. For there shall arise false Mashiachim. See? He let you know. And false prophets. And shall show great signs and wonders. Remember, we just read to you what they're going to be saying. Hey, we prophesied in that name. We cast out devils in that name. We said all this in front of him in the day of judgment. And they're going to be doing great wonders and miracles, like it says. And they shall rise false prophets and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch as if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. He said, behold, I have told you before. He said, I told you before it happened. He said, if it were possible, going to deceive the very elect. That's why you got to be very, very careful in who you listen to and what you let you allow to come into your spirit. A lot of you don't know these people. Y'all letting all that come into your spirit. That's why you walking around in a dazed type of mindset. Don't know if you coming or going. Why? Because you over here, you over there, you listen over here, you over there. Then you're going to come and say, what does it mean? Because you already have all these different ideas in your mind. That's why you be twisted. That puts you in more darkness. It's hard to... That's why, you have your calling. If your calling is, you stay where your calling is at. Until the Most High pull you out of it and lead you somewhere. But a lot of you doing whatever you doing on your own. Most High have nothing to do with it. He has nothing to do with it. St. John 16. St. John the 16th chapter. And we're going to read verse 23 and 24. And in hell, this rich man, he lift up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. Lazarus eating. Well, let me go through the whole story so you know. Some of you might not know the whole story, so let me go through it. We're going to start at verse 13. Verse 19. There was a certain rich man. This Luke 16:19. There was a certain rich man which was clothed in purple and fine linen and fed sumptuously every day. The rich man was living large every day. And there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, which was laid at his gate, full of sores. So he had sores, full of sores. Lazarus did. Poor man, laying at his gate, at the rich man's gate, with sores all over his body, and desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. See? He had sores all over his body, and the dogs came and licked his sores. And he desired to be fed with the crumbs that fell from the rich man's table. And it came to pass that the beggar died and was carried by the angels into Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried. So you see, the beggar died, and the angels came and got him and carried him to a place called Abraham's bosom. The rich man died, it said, and was buried. Right? So this is where we were at. Verse 23. And in hell, this rich man, he lifted up his eyes, being in torments, and seeth Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. That's why it's a place called Abraham's bosom. So, and he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus, that he may dip the tip of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented. I am tormented in this flame. Remember when Mashiach Rashai said, well, the flame never is quenched and the worms never die. You understand this? The Most High have a body for you. When you die, you got a spiritual body that ain't like our bodies, that can endure this constant fire, constant worms eating it up, tormenting you continually, 24/7, or whatever time the Most High have in hell. Because what did which man say? Verse 23, and in hell he lifted up his eyes. See? Verse 25. He tormented in this flame, he said. But Abraham said, Son, remember that thou in thy lifetime received thy good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. See, a lot of times you look at people have their consolation right now. This is it. It's all she wrote. This is it. Some people's consolation is right now. That's why I'm saying your lifetime you had good things. Lazarus was tormented. Lazarus had, evil things, it says. But now he is comforted, and thou art tormented. Oh, and beside all this, between us and you there is a great gulf fixed, so that they which would pass from here to you cannot, neither can they pass to us that would come from thence, from over there. Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. Send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brothers, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Abraham said unto them, say, hey, I got 5 brothers. So this ain't no in the kingdom at all. When he said, hey, he's dead, and he said, send Abraham, let Lazarus dip his finger in some water to cool, this flame from me. And he said, hey, send him to my father's house. Because he had 5 brothers. Because once the judgment comes upon everybody. Ain't nobody going to be on this earth without being judged. They're already going to be either judged, you're going to be either written in the book of life, or you'll be cast to the lake of fire. That's it. But he told him it's a gulf in between where he was at in hell, being tormented, and Abraham's bosom. Where you can't go there if you're in hell, and you can't go to hell if you're in Abraham's bosom. Verse 27 again. Then he said, I pray thee, therefore, Father, that thou wouldest send him to my father's house. For I have 5 brethren, that he may testify unto them, lest they also come into this place of torment. Shoot. Say, hey, go to my father's house and tell my 5 brothers, get their act together, come back to the Most High, because they come into this place of torment. Abraham said to him, listen what he tell him. They have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them. So here it is in the New Testament. Who's telling this? Hamashiach Yahushua. For all you that think that we ain't got to deal with the law and the prophets, Hamashiach Yahushua is saying, you don't want to go to hell. You don't be in this torment where this fire never quenched and the worms never die. He told them first and foremost, they have Moses, his 5 brothers and his daddy have Moses and the prophets. What is that? The Old Testament. This is what he said, to avoid what? Where was he at? Verse 23, and in hell he lift up his eyes. What did Mashiach Abishai tell him? This coming from him, because this in red. This is his words. He said, look, Abraham said unto him, they have Moses and the prophets. Let them hear them. You gonna tell me that you ain't gotta follow the New Testament? You gonna tell me the New Testament the Old Testament? This is being said in the New Testament, because there is no New Testament when he's saying this. There is only the Old Testament, the law and the prophets. That's it. That's why he tell them you have the law and the prophets. That's it. That's why whatever you see in the New Testament gotta coincide with the law and the prophets. The Old Testament, the old scrolls. Abraham said unto him, they have Moses and the prophets. You don't understand that? The first 5 books is books of Moses, the laws. Let them hear them. And he said, nay, no, Father Abraham, but if one went unto them from the dead, they will repent. He said, one went to them from the dead, they will repent. Oh, yeah? Listen what he said next. And he said unto him, if they hear not Moses and the prophets, that's the Old Testament, neither will they be persuaded though one rose from the dead. So if you ain't hearing Moses and the prophets, the resurrection of a Mashiach Yahushua means nothing. That's what he's saying. Y'all want to say he died for me and rose the third day for me, and you ain't dealing with Moses and the prophets? He said you ain't going to believe one if one come from the dead. Who rose from the dead? Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. So what's the point of him rising from the dead if you don't believe in him, to believe that what he's telling us and following what? Moses and the prophets. That's the Old Testament, people. Point blank. Make it be something different. And ain't talking about the New Testament, because Matthew was considered apostles. Disciples first. That's in learning, and apostles after they learn. Mark, Luke, and John, and all the rest of them. Paul and all of them. You see? But he said you have Moses and the prophets. That's the Old Testament. Let them hear them. You don't want to go to hell? You don't want to see that fiery, burning, flaming lake of fire? I mean, come on. I mean, y'all might not believe it, but this is the kingdom. I'm gonna read you the very last thing that the prophet Isaiah. I'm gonna check out Rashad. He went to Isaiah. He liked Isaiah. He went to Isaiah 61. He quoted what he said. This has been fulfilled. You know, the Spirit of the Most High is in him. So this is the last verse of Isaiah. It's the last thing Isaiah said for all you that say, oh, here come hellfire preaching. You don't want to hear that. You want to hear this. I don't care what he said throughout all the things he said. This the last. You know how you remember the first things and the last things? It's the last thing he said. In the kingdom. Isaiah 66:24. And they shall go forth and look upon the carcasses of the men that have transgressed against me. That means broke his laws, statutes, commandments. For their worms shall not die, neither shall their fire be quenched, and they shall be an abhorring unto all flesh. Nobody gonna want us here to see this, but we're gonna hate it. Because you don't know enough of who we talking about, the Most High. He got something for you. How is the worms gonna be eating the body up continually, over and over and over and over again? You know how? Go to 2 Corinthians 5:1. 2 Corinthians 5:1. For we know that if our earthly house is our body of this tabernacle were dissolved, I mean, it's going to do, you know, the body goes back to the earth where it came from, the dirt. We have a building of the Most High. You got a body of the Most High. In house not made with hands, eternal in the heavens. You hear that? As a body by the Most High, from the Most High, in the heavens, whether it's going to be cast into everlasting life or be cast into where we see these worms eat people up and never die, and the fire is never quenched. For in this we groan earnestly, desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven, in righteousness. Right? But also you have this body that we just read about, in unrighteousness, those that have transgressed the laws of the Most High. Also, because everything is a balance, baby. Right, left, up, down, in, out. Everything is a balance. On, off. I mean, come on. Here we yearn and desire to be clothed with a righteous body that's made from heaven. If so be that being clothed, we shall not be found naked or exposed to the negative or the wickedness. But your words and what you say can put you right there, because the angels are recording everything, being put in the books. And when the books is open, they're going to be like, you doubted me. You didn't believe in me. How do you stand before me and say you believe in me and you doubted me all the time? You prayed it and you went out. After you prayed, you went out and doubted. And you were told not to doubt. I told you not to doubt. Have faith in me. How to believe in me. And you stood before me now. You stand before me now and tell me that you believed in me. And all the time you was doubting. Negative. And you're going to say that I'm supposed to come through for you? And all you did was doubt me? You didn't believe in me. That's why he say, get away from me. I don't know you. You that work iniquity. Not my sons. You ain't my daughters. You the children of the devil. Because the devil going to have you do what? Not believe. Have doubt. Contrary to what we're told to do. That's why it's like, what's the point of praying if you don't believe? You pray, but then you say, oh, I don't believe. I don't believe that. So therefore, nothing happens the way you want it to happen, because you're always coming with the negative. It's got to be positive, people. Put your energies into positivity. Let's go to St. John, the 15th chapter. St. John 15 and 11. It says, these things have I spoken to you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. See? Hear what he's saying? These things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be full. Does that sound good? Instead of all the time being so unhappy, you gotta learn to. Some of you gotta learn to be content. If you want something better, you work toward that, but you be content. Be happy that the Most High woke you up. Do you realize some people are not going to see tomorrow? They're not going to even see the fulfillment of this whole day. And you have an opportunity every day to get yourself together, more together with the Most High and the Mashiach Yahushua, preparing yourself for the kingdom, that He'll allow you to have a day that you should enjoy your peace, that the Mashiach Yahushua said He's going to give us. Not like the world. A lot of you want the peace of the world. That's why you're so miserable. You're looking for people, man or woman or child or somebody to give you some peace. You can't even give it for yourself. That's why you're so miserable. And misery loves company. That's the old saying. Misery loves company. But you're miserable because you don't have no peace. And a lot of you don't have nothing. I mean, like I'll be saying, okay, well, I tell people, okay, well, close your eyes, look around, open your eyes, look around, who you see. Some of you don't see nobody but yourself. Nobody but yourself. And you're miserable and you got peace by yourself. But you come and conquer up things. You allow Satan to come in and put things in your mind that have you not have any peace. He don't want you to see you peaceful. That's why we done went through these scriptures. You see, it say the evil death that some people gonna have is worse than the grave. What is that saying? People are already dead, in better shape than you, and the evil that he's gonna bring forth in killing you, putting you to death because of your unbelief. Even the apostle was saying, increase our faith. See, these are examples that we have beyond what you read anyone in the scriptures. We have more than any of these brothers or sisters. Do y'all realize that? It's written. But here you are looking at, oh, that was them. You put an excuse on, that was them. But they don't know they do. Do you think if we was there now for all that we know now, we can go back in time and we, after Mashiach Yahushua arose and walked the earth for 40 days, that we're going to ask the Mashiach Yahushua, are you going to restore again the kingdom to Israel at this time since he back? No. Because we knew we hadn't went through the curses. We know now we done been through it. We going through them now. But we hadn't been, transferred on ships in the captivity, slavery, and bondage. We were captured here in America, in the Americas, I might say, North, Central, and South America, and put into captivity and sell different places in 1492, away from our land that we own, as if we didn't know that we owned the Louisiana Purchase, from the Gulf of Mexico all the way to Canada, all them states going up there. Yes, we own that. We set up the 13 colonies. They didn't have a city as beautiful as we had until the late 1800s, when they came into the shores of America. We the architects, we the builders. It didn't just start because we came here. We built everywhere. China, Japan, Europe. We the builders. Built the whole world. They came and got us. I mean, you better believe it. We were the architectures. The great architectures, I'll say. Mathematicians and doctors and all of that. All the things that we invented here, since we've been in this world, we built the pyramids. That's why you see pyramids everywhere. The largest pyramid in the world is in Mississippi. Most people don't know that because they don't know anything about the mound builders. Another secret that Esau done kept from us. The Gullah Wars. That's why we were freed from slavery, but not because of no civil war. We were freed from the Gullah Wars. That was us coming together as Israelites. We don't know that. They ain't saying that because the northern tribes and the southern tribes were together in the Gullah Wars, tearing their butts up. Going from plantation to plantation. Getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Guerrilla warfare. You know. We knew the land. They didn't know the land like we knew it. We was here. We were here. And we joined forces together. They had to free us, because if they didn't, we was doing it. That's why you look, when we came out of slavery, we had all kind of lands, and you know, it's not told, but we had everything going on. That's why you see what they did to cities that we created. They destroyed them to what you see now. People born now, they don't even have a clue. As you look back into our story and see what we were able to do and did. That's why, you know, knowing this, your joys will be fulfilled, because you know that regardless of whatever goes down, we got next. The children of Israel in a righteous kingdom. So anybody don't want to be in a righteous kingdom, they deserve to be thrown into the lake of fire, or stay here in this kingdom and burn right with it. That's why I say, hey, I love it. He said, John 15:11, he said, these things have I spoken unto you, that my joy might remain in you, and that your joy might be fulfilled. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends. Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you. See? Them orders. Say no greater love than a man lay down his life for his friends. You see? And that's what he did. And that's what we, as the children of Israel, we men that are the leaders of the Israelites, we laying down our life for our friends, who are our brothers and sisters of the 12 tribes of Israel. This ain't no sometime thing. This is like something that we got to do. When you call to this assignment, it's your mission to do this. And it ain't for glory for yourself. It's for glory for the Most High, first and foremost. So Mashiach Yahushai, first and foremost. You see? Because we ain't going to be saved by no man. Mashiach Yahushai, unless I read, the Most High going to say, rise, son. Most High going to rise. Tell Mashiach Yahushai to rise. Then he coming to judge and make war. Then we going to be set up. Till then, we going through the motions. Repent. Come back to the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High. Have faith in the Mashiach Yahushua to have an opportunity. Just to have an opportunity. And still don't know. Verse 10. If you keep my commandments, you shall abide in my love, even as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. See? It's all order. Like I showed you, the Most High, Mashiach Yahushai, the woman, you know, the man, the woman, the child. See? The Most High, Mashiach Yahushai, the man, the woman, and the child. The Mashiach Yahushai is over the man is over the woman, and the Most High is over Mashiach Yahushai. That's where it is. So when you look at it, the Most High say a woman shall not usurp authority over a man, then that's because the man is over the woman. But this kingdom say a woman is over a man. The Most High say he had to put a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. That's a new thing. That's a new thing. So where y'all think it come from? Y'all think it's something that's been happening? It's something new. This is what he said, Jeremiah 31:22. How long wilt thou go about? Jeremiah 31:22. Oh, thou backsliding daughter. Backsliding daughter. You Israelite women. For the Most High have created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. A woman shall compass a man. Don't we see that now? See women ruling men. Right now they're getting ready to put Hillary Clinton into the presidency office. She gonna really be dealing with it. When the Most High said that her desire shall be to her husband, and he shall rule over her. The Most High said a woman should not usurp authority over a man. So I mean, how you gonna justify what's going on in this world as it is? Most High say you're gonna put the new thing in the earth. It's a new thing that we see, and it's something really new. It's new in my lifetime, where a woman has control over man. Man following a woman. Man ain't being in his position to be able to be the man of the house. You know, that's a new thing. Women wearing the pants. And men might as well men are putting on dresses, so they might have it on physically, but it's the same thing. They didn't reverse the role. It's bad. Terrible. What is St. John 15 again? St. John 15. St. John 15. And let's book it at verse 7. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Do you believe that? Do a lot of you out there believe that statement? He said, if you abide in me, and my words abide in you, his words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Do you believe that? Or do you have doubt in what he's saying here? Yet still, you want to see things happen righteously in your life. You want somebody to pray for you, but you don't believe it yourself. Pray for something that you don't even believe in yourself. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my disciples. As the Father hath loved me, so have I loved you. Continue ye in my love. See? So we supposed to be bearing much fruit, and the main fruit we got to bear is the fruits of the Spirit. Love, which is keeping up the commandments, joy, peace, long suffering. You see? these kind of fruits within ourselves before you go out there and teach somebody else, and you don't have that yourself. You ain't keeping the commandments. You're gonna go grab somebody. What you gonna do? Tell them what they gotta do, and you ain't doing it yourself. You're not an example to show them how to be. That's what we are called to do: to be examples to the flock, and not lead them astray by what they see us doing. You know, it's too many apologies. Too many brothers and sisters are apologizing for this, that, and the third, everything. Sin less, stop doing the wrong thing. Look at jump down to verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that ye should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father by Hashem HaMashiach, in the name of the anointed Savior, he may give it you. See? Whatever you ask, he may give it you. These things I command you, that you love one another. See? He commanded us that we love one another. So if you love someone, you ain't going to be talking about them all the time. You got to eat that. Leave it alone. Galatians 5:22. Because let me show you. Before, like you say, you got to bring forth much fruit, right? Because people be like, let me make this clear before you get there. Go to 1 Corinthians 3:23. So you understand and understand. Because people be acting like men belong to them. This is what the scripture says. Like, that's my fruit. They belong to me. Because I mean, how many millions of people I can say that have learned the truth from me having a TV show almost 15 years? You know what I mean? How many people that I met at the summit was telling me, who was way back, told me about the TV show. Few brothers, matter of fact, that I had never met before. They was talking about the TV show back there that they remember. Shield of Wisdom. And it's like, how many people is that? They don't belong to me. Listen, 1 Corinthians 3:23. And ye are Mashiachim. You hear that? That's who you are, people. Ye are Mashiachim. You can put your leader there. You can't put me there. That ain't me. I'm not Mashiach. Mashiachim, you hear that? That's Christ's. That's the Messiah's. And Mashiach is the Most High's. So you talking about this is my fruit, that's you belong to me, you belong to me? Nah. Understand this, people. Overstand this. Deuteronomy 28:29. Or you want to trust in man? Deuteronomy 28:29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness, can't see. And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore, and no man shall save thee. Care how high they want to put themselves, say, no man shall save thee. Now, this is the fruit. Galatians 5:22. But the fruit of the Spirit is love. That's keeping of the commandments. St. John 14:15. If you love me, keep my commandments. 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of the Most High, that we keep his commandments. Commandments are not grievous. And 2 John 6. For this is love, that we keep his commandments. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. See? And they that are Mashiachim have crucified the flesh with the affections and lust. And that's who we are, Mashiachim. You got to crucify all that lust, all that desiring of, things that are unprofitable in the eyes of the Most High, and yourself too. You don't want to be where the worms never die and the fires never quench. That's why it's that lust. So if we live in the Spirit, let us also walk in the Spirit. Doing what's right in the eyes of the Most High. That He be pleased with us. Let us not be desirous of vainglory. You want to be somebody in hell. You telling people, yeah, we in a condition called hell, and here you are trying to be somebody in hell. That's vainglory. You have your consolation right now. Enjoy it. That's why it says, let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. See, that's real prevalent in Israel, envying one another. You only belong to me. You gotta stay here. That's a cult, man. A lot of you out there that can't really socialize and be like we just had a summer. We inviting everybody. Come together. Let's come together and put our minds together and be a nation. As such. Masharah Yasharallah. You see what I'm saying? But you looking at it, you gotta downplay something that you have no idea. The love or the brotherhood that we have in presenting. It's got to start somewhere. As long as you stay apart from each other, you ain't nothing but a cult. Care how you look at yourself. And you're going to go down as a cult. Straight up. Because you don't want to be, like I say, you love me. You say, just the love, the Most High, that we love ourselves. As we love our neighbors, man. We love the Most High. We love ourselves, man. We got to come together. Either you're going to come together or you're going to be stuck out there by yourself, man. You will hear what I'm saying as I'm saying about Shama Mashak Yahweh. You're going to see what the end result going to be, man, because we only have each other. Most of us are going to make us one stick, so you ain't going to be that one part of that one stick. One stick? You're going to bring the northern tribes and southern tribes together. You ain't going to be part of that? Or you can't be part of that because you don't like somebody over here. You got a grudge, man. You got to get rid of that. Can't have no grudges, y'all. Gotta let it go. That's why you got peace, man. You tell people don't have peace, they don't have that joy. That joy ain't fulfilled of my second, which I just told us about, because you got grudges. You holding on to things. Gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. He just said, you stand praying, forgive you have ought against any, that the Most High can forgive you your trespasses. That's why the love